Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Burglary Proof Homes. Before I begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to also click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we post a new episode. Now, let's get started. As anyone who has been watching the news lately can tell you, crime is exploding across the nation. In some cities, it's getting so bad that people are afraid to leave their homes for fear of being assaulted or having their homes robbed and broken into and vandalized while they're gone. So they're taking matters into their own hands and they're trying to burglar proof their homes. How are they doing that? We looked into it, and here's what we found. One of the things they're doing is, of course, purchasing an aggressive guard dog for the outside or inside protection of the home. The next thing they're doing is installing home alarms that notify them on the phone if something is happening. The problem with those now is that in some cities, the police are taking quite a while to answer to 911 calls. And many burglars can clean your house out in just a few minutes. So that's a real problem. Now, most of the time, this is not the fault of the police. The problem is that the city leadership has defunded them, has reduced their numbers, and hamstrung them in many other ways. So that is affecting their ability to respond to these calls in a timely fashion. Now, the next thing people are doing is they're banding together with neighbors and forming a neighborhood watch. That's a step in the right direction. One thing that people are doing is they are barricading one of their doors, usually the back door, to make it harder for someone to break in through the back of the house where they're less likely to be seen by neighbors. The problem with that is that sometimes it works, but sometimes it makes it difficult to escape from your own home when there's a fire or some other emergency. Another thing that people are doing is they are putting steel bars up on their windows, but once again, they're reducing the number of ways they can escape from their home in case of an emergency or fire. So, on the one hand, this is a good thing, and on the other hand, it can end up killing you in a fire. There are some people in some ultra-violent neighborhoods that are having so many break-ins that they're taking things to an extreme and potentially illegal level. Some people are setting up booby traps on their doors and windows so that if somebody does try to break in, they can be shot or pepper sprayed by a pre-positioned shotgun or can of pepper spray. Now, obviously, this is all illegal, and we certainly don't recommend it, but this is what desperate people are doing in desperate times. Other people are getting as many as 4 or 5 aggressive guard dogs to patrol the inside and the outside of the house. Now, having so many pit bulls running around the yard and barking inside of the house is usually a great visual deterrent to a lot of burglars and criminals, and it may cause them to avoid your house. It may cause them to just move down the street and try to break into a neighbor's house. Some people just leave the lights on and the radio or TV on really loud when they leave the house to create the impression that someone is at home when they're not. When some scared people leave the house and go out, sometimes they're carrying concealed weapons to protect themselves. These may not be legal, so you should check the law to see if it's okay to do any of this. For example, some people are carrying small machetes up their sleeves or down their pants. Some people are carrying taser guns. Some people are carrying foldable metal batons that they can pull out to protect themselves. Of course, some people who have concealed carry licenses are carrying other things under their clothing to protect themselves and their families. Some people are choosing to only go outside in groups simply because they feel safer traveling that way. And oftentimes they are safer because of it. Another thing that people are doing is they are altering their schedules so that they're not always leaving the house at the same time. The same goes for apartments, of course. There are more ways to protect your home and yourself than we can list here. But if you Google ways to protect your house, you'll see page after page of clever techniques people are using to protect their homes. Hopefully, some of these techniques will help you, but just remember to check what you can legally do in your city and what you're not allowed to do by law. With that, I want to thank you for watching. I want to tell you that we're going to have more great celebrity interviews and more breaking news stories coming up in the future. So we encourage you to subscribe to our free channel. Click on the notification bell so you can get notified every time we post a new story. With that, thank you once again, and we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.